So after I put down a couple of clips, I just dragged a few clips down on my timeline here so we can practice a couple of tools I'm going to be working with here for this lesson. We want to talk about your tool palette, which is one of the most important tools to be using when you're editing in Final Cut Pro 10. And your tool palette's right here in the center. It has a blue arrows, which pretty much is going to be your main tool that you're going to use. It's right next to where you would insert clips onto the timeline here, right next to the key, favorite, and your duration. So let's talk about the tool palette right here with the blue arrow with the drop down arrow next to it. So right now it's on the select tool. That's the first one that's on there. Your select tool is just being able to click pretty much any clip you want to work with. Notice information starts coming up in my inspector here. This is your main hub. So for example, if you're on another tool in the tool palette, you're not going to be able to click around unless you're back with the letter A, which is your shortcut. That's another thing to point out here is that all of your shortcuts are next to each tool in the tool palette. So you want to click each one with the select tool. If I want to click something, another clip, I have to be in my select tool. If I want to click an effect, I want to be in my select tool. Your select tool is your main hub to whatever you want to decide what to edit. Another tool that is really important to use, I'm going to kind of skip around here, I'm not really going to go in any particular order here, is your blade tool. And your blade tool, notice I can hover my mouse over and I get a orange dot where, well, first of all, you see your cursor turn into a blade. And you see there's an orange line, reddish orange, like a little pink maybe I would say, line appear in the middle of your clip. And if I were to click in between, I'm going to go to the third clip and I'm just going to click in the middle. Boom, click it, move my mouse. Notice right here in the center of that clip, when I'm going to go back to my select tool, that clip right here turned into two separate clips. So your blade tool is turning, cutting a clip into two separate clips. If it's a long piece, trimming out unwanted data. If you want to, somebody flub their lines, you just want to use the blade tool to cut it out. If there's a mistake, you would use the blade tool to get rid of that mistake. Now, I mentioned the word trim, and so that's on here too. That's the letter T is your shortcut. That's the second one underneath select. I'll just hit that. And notice that is the trim tool. And you get different options with this. Notice at the end of a clip, I'm going to work with the last clip right here. At the end of the clip, I can just drag it in. And notice that allows me to adjust the clip there. If I'm in the center and hold shift, I can even move my clip to a different location where it starts and ends. I can do that with other clips too. So it's either at the middle or at the edges of each clip that I get to edit. So that's your trim button. And we'll go into the trim button more in future lessons. You also have the position, which is the letter P. And with the position, if I click a clip, I can pretty much move it anywhere within my storyline. If you're not in the position tool, it will snap back right into the edge of a clip. But if I have the letter P open, selected, I can move my clips all over this storyline. Again, your storyline is this main black area here. And I can move my clips all over the place to wherever I want them to go. Right? And if I go back into select, I just want to snap these all back. But if you're in position, you can pretty much, I'm just going to delete that, move them anywhere you want to go. Your range selection, the letter R. If I only want to work with a certain area of a clip. So I'm going to work with this first one here. I'm going to click and drag. And it's taking, I only want this certain area in yellow. I only want to work with. I want to work maybe on the color of this certain area of clip. I want to edit something on this certain section of the clip. That would be my range selection tool. Go back to select. We talked about blade already, and of course we have the zoom, which is also the letter Z. And I would just click to zoom in on my clips. Just keep on clicking, right? Also right here, notice on the bottom right as I was zooming in, on the bottom right here, you have your zoom. You can drag it on the bottom here. So if I just drag to the left, if I want to zoom out, I can do that also. And I drag to the right to zoom in. Either one, either way, whatever works. Again, with editing, there's 50 ways to do one thing. So those are some of the basic tools in the tool palette that you would use to edit your clips.